Let's open the curtain on possible reasons why I think Nice might still be alive. By now, we've all seen episode 1 and probably episode 23. So let's get the obvious clues out of the way. First is this glitch, and next is this circle area that I'm going to come back to in a little bit. As we know, this series is rife with lots of symbolism and different hints about what could be happening. And again, for all I know, disclaimer, I might be a clown. This may end up being completely wrong, and please don't come at me if that's the case. But whenever X does anything, we notice he snaps his fingers, the animation changes, and there's also glitching. So right here, we're also going to notice another calling card, which are his doves. Yay! Doves are also associated with Nice, though. And just before he jumps, we see these doves flying. And these are going to come back to be important for 2 reasons later. So keep watching. We've all seen this scene a million times. He is so distraught, he has no hope, and he just decides to jump and pass the torch to Linling. However, we're going to also notice another glitch. And before any of this happened, I'm going to be quiet so you can hear.
Who am I?
Did you catch it? You heard the snap, right? And there he is. He's right there. And yes, this is right before the things that happened. But we're going to come back to these doves. This may be completely obvious, but not only are the doves associated with Nice, but they're also associated with something that, as we saw in the most recent episode, Ahu discovered, is that X was a magician. And magicians use doves in many of their sets for things like misdirection and to distract the audience from the real trick that's happening. This says that doves are a graceful, beautiful, and symbolic piece, which makes their appearance dramatic and visually impressive. The striking visual draws the audience's focus, making them less likely to notice subtle, secret movements the magician makes with their other hand. It's a flash or dramatic gesture. So what we can assume here is possibly if X is really a magician, then he uses these doves as a sort of distraction, maybe not for the characters, but for us, the audience. And we know that X is capable of doing a lot of crazy things with reality, with the animation style, which is actually a way for him to manipulate the world around him. So who knows what could have happened between his jumping and could there have been some sort of reality bending craziness going on? I mean, for all we know, X, it can also manipulate time. We do know that in the theme song for him, it says something about manipulating time and space. Who knows? I think that it's very possible that he did save Nice. And another clue that I'm going to share, which is a little bit gray, is this scene right here at the very end of the ending sequence. Now, we only see doves associated with Nice and X, and the only person who would have anything to do with being on the ground and clutching a feather would be Nice after he jumps, and his hero number disappearing, because maybe he's free to be who he wants to be for the first time in his life. He finally has that freedom, and I slowed this way down so that I could really explain why I think that this could be him. And I will say there is a music video where Lucky Cyan has this same hand in her video, so it's also possible, I will digress, that this could also be Lucky Cyan's hand, but I don't understand why they would do that. The symbolism just doesn't work for me with that. And I want to call out one more hint, and this one's a little weird because this isn't something that you would have noticed if you're just watching the show. This is something you'll notice if you're paying attention to their YouTube channel, Billy's YouTube channel. The life of a pawn is doomed to tragedy, and this is a 40-minute sequence of Nice and his basically downfall. Now, I know that this can make people feel really sad and maybe clutch their chest. They'd be like, oh no, this is a sign that Nice is going to die for real. But I remember reading something about chess and pawns and how they can rise above their station. I'm not a chess player. I know nothing about chess. I consulted Google Dictionary, Google University to read up on this. And it says something pretty fascinating. In chess, pawns can rise or transform into a more powerful piece. And a pawn can, through a process called promotion. Now, this part gets interesting. The rise of a pawn. The phrase pawns can rise refers to the idea that even the weakest pieces on the board have a hidden potential to become the most powerful. This transformation from a lowly pawn to a powerful piece symbolizes a journey of overcoming adversity and achieving greatness through perseverance and strategic play. So while I know that could probably have been a super boring way to show you this, I just feel that they're giving us these subtle clues that this may not be the end for Nice. And I know he was a terrible person. He did horrible things, but his character is so freaking interesting that I think it would be amazing if there was a way for Nice to atone for the things that he did wrong and have a second chance and rise above his station as just a lowly pawn who has no idea who he even is, to figure out a way to become a hero that he really wants to be. And so I really am hoping that these clues that I'm finding are just little breadcrumbs that the creators have put in place so that we could understand his story better. So thanks again for taking the time to watch this entire video. Let me know if you guys liked this. What did you see? Did you see any other symbolisms that could be a little hopeful for us? Just go ahead and let me know in the comments what you found. Thanks so much for watching.